My name is Marla Ferguson. I'm from Palisade, Colorado, and my quilt is here at Sacred Threads, and it's called In the Now. And this quilt is actually kind of a progression because about 6 years ago I was going through a lot of grief, and the quilt that I made for that Sacred Threads had to do with grief. So it was very dark, and but it had a little leaf in it that was green that allowed for something better to come along. So a couple of years later, as I was going through the healing process of that grief, I made another quilt, and that happened to get into Sacred Threads. So this is the third, basically, of that series, and this one is all about joy because it has come full circle. And I have realized in that process of going through the grief and the healing from it and the forgiveness work necessary with that, that really the only time that we have to experience joy is in the present. All we have is this very minute that we have right now. And so this quilt shows that we put a lot of energy into our future, which may or may not happen, and we put a lot of energy into our past, which of course we can't change. And so the only time that we have really is the now, and that's where all of our joy actually is. And so that's why I made that in the big green letters, because it's the beautiful growth area. I surrounded it with gold because it's so special, and that's the only place really in the quilt that has the color. And I love to use a lot of color and strips, and this quilt really tells me and reminds me every day that I can be joyful even if I'm in grief, even if I'm in that healing process. But I had to go through both of those in order to get to this point, so that I realize. And hopefully it will inspire others and remind them that joy is around us all the time, no matter what's going on. And one of the most joyful things that I have in my life are my family and my ability to quilt and put all of my feelings and emotions and love in the fabric and into quilts.